judge on the bench in her own courtroom, surrounded by deputies and bailiffs with guns, should not have to keep her head on a swivel and worry about being sucker punched or sucker attacked. But that's the world we're in. Because you might remember this a few weeks ago. Judge in Las Vegas looks up a little too late to see a violent criminal flying through the air, coming straight for her. Today, she's finally breaking her silence, and she is talking about this attack. An attack that honestly could have killed her. That's the charge, attempted murder. Here's a reminder of what happened to her that day as she was sentencing a felon for assault. Take a look.
Get off her. You're good. Stop. Don't do this.
Please. Get off her. You can hear them. As the judge actually goes down, she bashed her head on the desk. Her glasses went flying. The flags go down. The attacker actually ended up like having a fistful of her hair that he ripped out of her head. Certainly looked like he was trying to kill her. And thank God the few people who were near the bench got a hold of him as soon as they did. But you can see it took a long time to get him off her. And they had to, like, do body blows over and over again to stop him from this violence. Tonight, we actually have some never-before-seen images from this courtroom from the other direction. And look at this picture. This is the aftermath of that attack. There is actually blood on the bench. There's blood all over the floor, all over those papers. It's like a complete scene of chaos from where she had been sitting quietly beforehand. This is the target, 62-year-old Mary Kay Holthus. She is of the 8th Judicial Circuit in Clark County, Nevada. She ended up having to go to the hospital that day. She hit her head pretty seriously on the wall in that attack. Then there's also Shane Brandon, the deputy marshal in Judge Holthus's courtroom. He suffered a dislocated arm and a gash that I've seen the undigitized picture there. It was horrendous. I mean, it was like he was missing a piece of his head. He required 25 stitches to put the skin back in and the piece back in. The law clerk who jumped into the fray also was hurt in this attack. And now Judge Holthus is telling reporters how she is actually doing now since she was jumped in her courtroom. Let me read you some of the things that she said. This is Judge Holthus. It hit hard. It was literally like getting hit by a car when you're not sitting in a car. I had a headache for a couple of days. Like I said, I still can't sleep on my left arm, and it's still inflamed. My tailbone for 2 weeks was killing me. I took 2 weeks off a treadmill, and all I do is walk on it, and I couldn't do that. So she walks on a treadmill. She couldn't even walk on the treadmill. I lost clumps of hair, but I guess that's not really. And then she just sort of stopped, and she said, it's emotionally painful. The judge is also sharing this picture of her arm, black and blue, after the attack. So the guy who thought it was a good idea to assail a judge, beat up a judge in front of a room full of cops and witnesses and bailiffs, Deobra Redden was in court that day for sentencing on a battery conviction, and he's no stranger to violent crime. He's already been locked up a couple of times for domestic assault and battery. And this was the day after the courtroom attack. Some body cam video showing Redden still not behaving for the deputies. He actually spits in the face. Nice. Spits in the face of a corrections officer trying to walk him to his cell. Look at that. By the way, that's also assault. And it's also why he probably will look like, spit mask. Oh, every time I see that, it just gets so frustrated. They have to put spit hoods on a lot of these guys. They probably should have put it on them right here. Oh, and what do you know? Spit mask. A few days later, this was him back before the same judge. Mary Kay Holthus, this time under way tighter control. where she ended up sending him to jail for 4 years on that original battery charge, the one that she was actually sentencing him for when he came flying over the bench. So that thing that he did during his sentencing actually earned him a grand jury indictment for attempted murder, battery on a protected person, a judge, and, 7 other charges, various and sundry. His arraignment is scheduled for next week. I guarantee spit mask. So now let's go to his side of things, his family. Family is weighing in as well. They say he is schizophrenic and that he wasn't on his meds that day that he flew over the bench and attacked the judge. Just that day, huh? Is that what happens if he doesn't take meds? We're all kind of at risk. We're going to see if that flies at his next court appearance. It's safe to say he's not going to get another chance to make a run at the bench a second time. Still to come. 7 years. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.